Okay, so I never brought it to the car wash, got a little bit lazy. I'll just do it some other day. I'm not going to start welding anything, but anyway, you can kind of see how that beam right there, how I can use a C-clamp, tuck it nice and tight in that corner, right? And it'll go all the way down the bottom here, under the engine plate, and I'm just going to flip it on its side and hope it doesn't fall out. It'll go right down to here. So you can see that just stays inside the frame rail. So again, I would just C-clamp that. Now you can see right here how it starts to curve away. Like it actually kind of, right here you can see the bend where it starts to curve away. You can see it better like that. So anyway, if I put the bar like that, again I would remove those bolts and everything so it'd fit nice tight against this lip here. So I'd weld it all along this lip. Well, maybe a 1-inch weld, leave 2 inches weld, you know, same width on the top up here. That would give me something solid to mount my rear axle to and my jack shaft. Because my jack shaft's going to have to go in the middle here somewhere in between. So I'm going to have 2 bearings like that, 2 bearings here, and I'm also thinking of the idea of putting bearings on the outside to support the axle. Not too sure yet with a 1-inch axle if I'm going to have to do that. Again, I'm just kind of going by eye. I'm not really planning anything. I'm going to admit I'm kind of in a rush. You know, it's May 24 is coming pretty damn quick. Well, anyway, I just pulled off that bottom, I guess, hitch mount, whatever you want to call it there. And now you can kind of see my idea for the frame rail, how it's going to fit in there. And I'm actually thinking I could have cut this out, but I'm thinking if I clamp this right here tight, of course I'm going to have to remove all the burrs from where side stuff melted, so I'll have to grind that off. The bottom ones here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grind them smooth, and I'll drill. Or maybe I won't grind them. I got a few different options. I could actually drill holes in here a little bit oversized so the threads actually fit into the pipe here. It's just, I don't know. I could just, that's for the running boards and the floorboards and everything, so I really don't want to have to bolt big long bolts like this right through the frame if I don't have to, but I know I could just weld them on. If I just weld the floorboards on, then I don't have to worry about it, but it's always nice if they're removable. So anyway, basically that's going to go one all the way up to there, second side all the way. I'm still thinking of having it kick where it sticks out about 4 inches out the back, so I could put a hitch, a bumper, stuff like that. If I do that, then this is going to stop right about here. Cut 2 little tabs off just to extend the frame rails out the back here, and I trimmed this here, and my grinder shorted out. Freaking brushes, so anyway, I guess I'll go see if I can find another grinder. Okay, now that the snow is starting to melt, that is the engine right there that I'm thinking of for the tractor. So this one here I think is from 1983, which it's on the other side. I can't really see it right now, but there you go. It has been sitting all winter. The snow used to be way up to over top those tires there, and yeah, it's melting freaking quick. Well, we just did a dirty cold start on the motorhome. I'll put up that video separate. Just about to run some parts to a buddy that just, or a guy off Kijiji actually, that bought some parts off me. So just running to do a quick delivery there, and then I'll be back to working on the tractor. It's always nice when you go shopping for a 4.5-inch grinder and you don't find one anywhere. Then you go home and you look in the most obvious spot. Well, not the most obvious spot, but somewhere where I never thought there would have been one, and I have a brand new, never used one with lots of wheels. Who would have thought I would have left it in the gun room, hey? Anyway, that saves me 50 bucks. Okay, so I notched out the front here so the beams can lay right tight into here, so I just gave this a quick notch. Then I bent the tab down underneath it there. Not sure how well that showed up. This one's not really aligned in place. So I know it's going to be kind of weird how the frame's going to go, like the distance across here, across there, and there is going to be a little bit different, but I'm going to try to keep it from approximately right here to the gap here to the gap there all the same. So for now I'm going to, you can kind of see how I'm getting along, how it's going to fit in, yada yada yada. So I see I got to extend this beam because of course they never had any 8-footers. I know I could have just searched, probably found them pretty freaking easy in the city, but I don't mind welding them together. I just got to decide where I want to put my weld point. So right here is where the back axle is going to go roughly. I actually had the idea of moving it back here, like more back. The reason why the frame is sticking out of the front so far is, yes, I'm going to put a winch on this thing. So, and I plan to make them extend up to here for a rear bin, so about the same distance out the back. So I'm kind of thinking the best place to weld them would most likely be in the middle somewhere. Because if I take this beam here and I extend it, I could go right to the back, like flush with this, but then it'll stop around here, which I don't really want that, because that's the weak spot right here in my opinion, because there's nothing that is going to be welded to. So besides, I can of course tack it along here. All along here is going to be welded. I got to drill the beam so I can put a bolt in here for the running board. So I got to take some paint, spray paint in there, or a marker just to get my holes where I need to drill. Of course, it's going to be welded all along here, all around here, all the way back around all this. I ground a little bit too much off here, so that's not too big of a deal. I'm going to get 1 inch, probably 1.5 inch angle iron, and it's going to be angle iron in here, so that's going to beefing this up so strong. It's just going to, this thing's going to never flex. So that's going to be angle iron across the front. I know this beam, frickin', it's pretty strong stuff. So I made an old trike out of it. And we got the trike going over 100 kilometers an hour at my school. I built it in school, so so I know that tubing is pretty freaking strong. Anyway, I notched out the back end here. I still got to grind it. It's pretty sharp, so I can continue the channels right out the back here. So what I got to do now, because I want to make sure those beams are perfectly straight, I got to remove them, weld them together, then put them in place. Then I gotta remove them again and drill out, because these have threaded inserts kind of in the channel, so can't really see. Maybe you can if I turn the camera upside down here. Yeah, you can kind of see anyway. You see how these kind of stick out? There's my finger, right there. So I'm just gonna drill so I can keep these ones anyway. These ones I'll probably cover. I just gotta find out which ones are for my what's it called, thingamabogger, and which ones aren't. So anyway, don't know how much I'll do today, but gotta get going. Okay, so I'm just getting ready to cut my steel for the frame. And yeah, I know I could actually use my gas cutoff saw that I got from Pug, but I don't really have anything to brace the metal up to hold it the best, so I'm just going to use the grinder. So man, this new grinder works a hell of a lot better than my old JobMate one. So anyway, I guess I'll maybe try to film it if anyone cares to see this. Didn't really go the straightest, but I'm not too worried about that. I'm going to use the grinder to sharpen it up. Man, that has some power to it, man. Holy shit, that cuts fast. I love it. Okay, so I stopped cutting what I was cutting and actually just went to Princess Auto and picked up some more parts. Yeah, a little bit some 1 inch by 1 inch steel stock. Well, not stock, but you know what I mean. Some angle iron. So yeah, I could have used bed frames, all that crap. I could have used metal for all this, because I actually have a lot of it. But believe it or not, it's buried along with those 2x6s, 2x4s, all along the back there. And to be honest, I'm just too lazy to get them. And this is brand new, so I don't have to scrape paint or anything. So anyway, this is for my Jackshaft. Just a weld on there. Got some bolts here for my bearings, some 1 inch couplers. That's just a spacer to go in between this, because I don't need it ever moving. So anyway, got that stuff. And for the front, I'm starting to think I can't really put a winch on there without modifying the hood the way it opens, because the hood has to swing down. So I got to kind of play around with that, kind of decide what I'm going to do. And for the back, I went to pick myself up one of these guys here. $39. It's an ammunition box. It's a big sucker, so perfect right there. 40 mil case, hey? Look at that. So it's nice shape, not rusted out or anything. So I'll make a angle iron to fit on the front, the back, and I'll have the two 2x1 steel beams, and I'll make myself a bin at the back, which I can always mount, use it for tools, all kinds of stuff. So, you know, racing tractors, tools. I can see this thing breaking down a little bit, but unless I go brand new on the motor, so I'm still kind of deciding what I'm going to do on the motor. So diesel 22 horse or Brazen Stratton GX 440, I guess it's called, 15 to 18 horse, 420cc, 440cc, not too sure exactly which model I'm going to go for. It's a Honda clone. Might go for that. Still kind of thinking the idea of that brand new Briggs & Stratton Vtwin. Anyway, it's already too late at night to start chopping and finishing this up, so I'm just going to let it sit now for today. And tomorrow morning, I guess I'll get off my ass and start building up this freaking frame. Sweet. Okay, so anyway, I was Saturday morning now, and yeah, this is what I woke up to. Everything's white. Believe it or not, I was actually going to load up my quad, and I was going to lock myself in here. I was going to load up my quad, and I was going to go do a little target shooting, drop the quad off out of town, because believe it or not, we lost over quite a bit of our snow, but it's yeah, coming down pretty good. You can see right there that most areas it's still 2 feet of snow or so. Sure, a lot of it's from the snowblower, so maybe where the snowblower isn't, maybe a foot. So yeah. Okay, so I'm finally getting to play with my new belt sander. Works awesome. So used it to straighten up the corners of my the corners of my frame rails here for the tractor. I already did one. I can show you right here. So welded that all up. It's ready to be installed. I'm just using 2x4s, clamping it as a base, laying it flat on the floor. It gets it pretty straight. So again, side to side is what I care about. So, and of course, every direction, let's just say, but it's pretty decent right now. And I'm just going to tack right here, and then I'll flip it, tack the other side, then I'll take them out and weld the rest. So, sweet. Now I got to take a break, and I got to go mail this package. This is the Clinton A490 engine, double boxed. A whole, almost a roll of tape on it, so hopefully it doesn't get damaged. So I gotta go mail that off, and then I'll start installing my subframes. Sweet. Okay, so got the frame welded up, just did a dry fit here. I'm going to use C-clamps to pull it tight along here. I got more C-clamps, but I realize now it creates a gap here, so I'm going to C-clamp it like this too. Then what I'm going to do is take some spray paint so I can mark out these holes that I need to drill. Because right now I can't fill in this gap here because the threaded insert, if it shows up kind of in there. So anyway, yeah, I just got to do a few little tweaking like that. This edge on this side's good, but on this one here, for some odd reason, I missed my cut. I was trying to cut it on the edge here, and it went pretty crooked, so I got to grind this out a bit to get this frame to fit tight in here. And yeah, other than that, got to just mark out my holes and then remove it and grind it. Because if I'm going to fill this up with weld in here, I got to grind all this down, grind it down from the inside here. I'll be able to tack it right here, in here, and of course all the way around this. The reason why I'm overhanging again is for either a front bush bar or a winch. On the back, I'm going to install my ammunition can that I picked up from Princess Alda right there. It's a big sucker. So yeah, it's already getting a little bit late on Sunday. I ended up doing a few other things, so I didn't really have much time to work on this. So anyway, that should make the frame strong enough to handle pretty much any Vtwin I toss in it. So hopefully. So anyway, this is the way it's going to sit. Maybe tomorrow night after work I'll work on it a bit, so I'll just toss up the video as is. Sweet.